Hey, Casey right here. Y'all, I'm real excited. Someone agreed to do a collaboration video with me. With me. So, the channel that I'm collaborating with, her name is Lyneè Urban, and she's still a relatively small channel, but in my opinion, she deserves so many more subscribers. She has a series called Operation Fix My Life, and that's what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to fix my life, and anybody who has information on that, I like to take that in, okay? So, you guys should definitely check out her channel. She's going to be uploading a video answering the same questions, so I will link that below as well. And if you're coming from Lyneè's channel, hi! Don't go anywhere. Where are you going? Please stay. Before I get into the questions, I'm just going to explain the title really quick. So when Lyneè and I were talking about what we wanted to collab about, I thought it would be a cool idea to kind of tell our stories on what brought us to this point. Like when we decided we had to get our crap together, what was the tipping point? So that's what this is kind of about, and let's just get right into these questions. So before my tipping point, I think it's safe to say that I was kind of asleep to my life, just on autopilot, going through the motions of wake up, work, consume, repeat. And I think like so many people, we just kind of go through the motions of our day-to-day and don't really think about what we're doing or the impact or the long-term goal, or, you know, we're not living on purpose, with a purpose. And that's definitely where I was at. So I've mentioned a rough patch in several of my videos in the past, and what I didn't mention was what led to that rough patch. I later learned that the rough patch actually had a name. It's called the quarter life crisis. Through all of my extensive research, I learned that was the name for it, which kind of eased my mind because it taught me that I wasn't alone and I'm not crazy, and it is a thing. So if you are kind of going through any of these things that I'm describing, research quarter life crisis. It'll make you feel less nuts, okay? And before you do the math, it is totally within the realm of possibilities that I live to be 120. So what spurred my quarter life crisis was the book Garden City by John Mark Comer. Wonderful book. I loved it. Super inspirational, but it kind of put me in a panic. The book itself is a whole lot of information on finding your purpose and doing good while we're here on earth, kind of thing. And it made me realize that I don't know what my purpose is, and am I really doing good? Like it brought up all of these questions that I didn't have the answers to. What am I doing here? What's my calling? Do I have a calling? Like, is that really a thing? If I died tomorrow, would it matter? Like, what have I really done? Before I read the book, like I said, I was asleep, and this was kind of my waking up period. It shocked my system because I realized that there's this whole nother side to life of actually doing something while we're here. And I mean, I realize that's dumb to say, but really and truly, like, we don't think about that stuff because we get so wrapped up in, you know, working and buying and, you know, paying bills and carting the kid off to soccer practice or whatever. And we lose our purpose. We lose why we're here. So I think it's safe to say that I was lost. So the first thing that I done was I went to speak to my pastor, and he suggested that I take the spiritual gifts test. My first gift was faith, and my second, very close second gift was creative communication. I didn't know what to do with that. I didn't know what to do. So I kind of just put that on the back burner. Figured I'd come back to it later. But in the meantime, I decided that I was going to consume every bit of information that I could on intentional living. I read books. I watched documentaries and YouTube videos. I listened to podcasts. I read blogs. Anything that I could do in all of my spare time for the last year and a half, that's what I was doing. I was consuming information on how to fix this mess. And while I am more awake, I wish I could say I have all the answers and I got it all figured out now. I can't. I can't say that. Because the more knowledge that you gain, the more questions that you have, and the more awake you become, the more that you feel, the more intensely that you feel, good and bad. So while it's good to be awake and not numb to the feelings, it's also really hard because all of these things just kind of come up to the surface and you have to deal with them. But that's how you grow. So I'd rather be awake to my feelings and my life and not to be sleepwalking. I wouldn't want to go back to that. As far as goals go, you guys already know about my minimalism journey and my goal to become financially free. I'm still on that path. I still want to have a more minimalistic lifestyle. I still want to have less clutter, less stress, and to be able to use my money the way that I see fit. However, I just wanted to clear something up for you guys. Yes, it's awesome to have a clutter-free room, a clean house, and no debt, but it's about so much more than that. This whole journey that I'm on, it's because I want to live on purpose. There was a complete shift in my mindset. No longer did I want to adhere to work, buy, rinse, repeat mentality that we all have, where we buy all these things to impress one another, and an hour after we buy that handbag, the high is gone and we have to buy another one. Like, I was tired of living that way. When you have debt and extra things clouding your mind and your judgment, and you're just on this endless cycle of consumerism, you're stuck. You don't have freedom. You can't just pick up and go and do, because you feel like you got to impress all these people and you got to buy all these things to fill like the void in your life. But the void is not going to be filled with, a new car. It's just not. Sorry, I got off on a rant and a tangent, but I get really worked up over this, guys. So yes, these goals that I have, on the surface, it just looks like I'm cleaning house, but it's a shift in my mind. I have a lot of goals right now, but honestly, this YouTube thing, it has been a huge answer to my prayers. And I just want to kind of go back to that spiritual gift thing of creative communication. And I say like gift in quotes because I have a hard time admitting that I have gifts. It's kind of like a problem that I have. But that was given to me a long time ago and I didn't do anything with it. And I don't want to like freak you guys out or, get too like spiritual if that's not your thing. But for me, it has been super important to kind of nurture this gift and nurture my spiritual journey. I think that's super important if you're seeking your purpose, because you'll never find your purpose in these kind of worldly things. However, this channel, whether I reach one person, 100 people, 1,000,000 people, if I have helped you, then I've kind of fulfilled that void in my life where I needed to help and serve a purpose. So I'm really thankful for this, and it kind of was a fluke. I didn't understand, why I was feeling led to do this. I didn't feel like I could do it, and I'm still learning, and I'm not saying I got it figured out. I don't. But I'm really thankful to have this. And I'm really thankful to have a platform to share the knowledge that I've gained, because what's the purpose of consuming all of that information if I can't share it with somebody? So if I can save y'all some time, then my job is done. So other goals that I have, and obviously these are long-term goals, but I want to be able to travel more with our kids. I want to be able to show them other cultures and experience other things together so that they can see that there's more to life than this. I want to get us outside of the bubble that we're stuck in. I want to get us outside of the consumerism mindset and bubble, and show them that there's more to life than new Nikes and fidget spinners. I'm just trying to get people to wake up. And I wish I could say that I don't still fall into that trap sometimes. But the truth is when you are submerged in a culture so thick with consumerism, it's hard to get that off of you, you know? But, you know, the goal is to take the steps to rewire your mind and eventually get to a place where you see the bigger picture, you see what's really important, and you can weed out the things that are not. I did not mean to get preachy on you guys. Obviously, this is a subject that I am very passionate about. Be sure to check out Lyneè's video. I'm going to link it below. And if this is your first time encountering my channel, I'm sorry. If you're coming from Lyneè's channel, I don't always act this preachy, I promise. Usually my videos are very lighthearted. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be sure to hit subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends. You're my favorites. Peace and love.